the beautiful island of Cape Breton. I live in my Regut, which is a small country area right beside the ocean. I live with my brother Joshua, my mother Jill, and my father Marcel.
What are you having on your Sky?
Probably cheese, pepperoni, and maybe some hamburger.
No vegetables?
When I came out, I went down the stairs, so I just sat down and said, what do people see when they look at me? Because when I look in the mirror, I don't see the person who I'm meant to be.
The memory of Dylan coming down the stairs with, there was a look on his face that hadn't been there before. And we knew there was something serious that was about to be discussed.
And that's when I hit them with, I am a girl.
When Sky started the journey, we obviously have family photos up in the house, and Dylan was in all those photos, and she would become saddened when she would see the pictures, and she asked that they be removed because that's not her, and she's totally disconnected from him. It's hard for us because it was a final moment when we took his pictures down. We have some pictures of Dylan that are gender neutral. She's allowed us to put those out. So I guess it's kind of like we quietly have pictures of him in the house, but she doesn't see them as him. She sees a young child, and she can see herself in some of them. What color do you want your bedroom when we move out to Myra?
Brown.
Oh,
Good
brown
job,
now.
that's my boy.
And I want a pink dolly.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What kind of a pink dolly?
A Barbie pink dolly.
Oh, yeah? Any
He
Barbie opened up to us and finally said, I am a girl. I don't know, I don't want to say it was a flood of tears, but it was, and not, maybe a small weight was lifted off our shoulders because we'd been watching him struggle.
Thank you for listening to the Dylan Show. Thank you for listening
To the Dylan Show. It's hard because Dylan was such a big part of her life for 10 years. And it's hard because they're dead, but they're still in front of you. It's such a mixed bag of emotions that you have. Because you still want Dylan and Skylar now. Now you want both, right? And it's hard because you can't have both.
I'm trying to be open to talking about my past life and talking about Dylan in the past and trying to open up about that. Because I always hide it, and whenever I hear the name, it makes me want to fall apart. But I'm trying to eradicate that feeling, and I'm trying to be more accepting of them talking about who I was in the past and trying to accept who I was. Because I don't want to be angry all the time when they talk about it, so I want to be okay with that.
There's days we sit there and we're like, oh, I miss Dylan. But then Skylar walks into the room, bigger than life, and you're like, nope, he's not there.
He's not there. No, he's not. He's definitely not there.
There is nothing left of Dylan in that shell, as she calls it. We're truly a 1 in a million family because we have these kids with incredible journeys that they're on, and we just get to be a part of it. Joshua has a very rare condition called hypohidrotic ectodermal dysplasia. It affects his hair, his skin, his teeth, his nails. It affects his skin in that he doesn't have the ability to sweat from his whole body. He only sweats from his feet and his hands.
And Josh has taught us from dealing with the unknown and unknown situations, because when he was diagnosed with his condition, it was so rare that there wasn't no one had definitive answers on what's going to happen next. So it did prep us for the situation with Skylar.
Puberty has progressed a little bit, not very far. All of the changes, like the beard, the jaw changes, shoulders getting wider, body hair getting coarser, and more of it happens really late in puberty. So this is a good time to start.
No,
Yeah.
we're not waiting for any longer.
You
I
haven't
guess.
waited too long. If
No.
you want to proceed with Lupron, then this is a good time to start it.
What needs to happen in the future is, due to puberty being a thing that bodies go through, we need to stop that as soon as it starts, because we don't want me to progress with the boy puberty. So, for example, growing the Adam's apple and getting facial hair and getting wider, broader shoulders and like a more male body type. We don't want that to happen, and we don't want my voice to drop. So we want to stop that as soon as possible.
It interferes with fertility. If you were 16 and done puberty, male puberty, you could bank sperm.
You can harvest it, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't do that at this age. And most kids your age don't have to think about, am I going to have a child when I'm 30 or not?
Yeah, no. And we've talked to her at length about what she's giving up.
The hard part for us is that, a 14-year-old has to make a decision right
Such
now.
an adult decision.
A
It
14-year-old
is an adult
mind.
decision, and a 14-year-old mind is not an adult mind.
Not an
Even if
adult
it's a
mind.
really mature 14-year-old like you are,
Absolutely.
you still don't have the mind of an adult.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or the maturity you're going to have when you're 25 or 30.
Yeah.
Having said that, if we allowed you to go through a male puberty, then you might end up having a very different life.
Yeah.
Because then we're not
Absolutely.
allowing you to be the person that you are.
Yeah.
The community here has embraced Skylar completely. This year alone, our friends and family surprised Skylar with her own float for Pride Parade, and she had no idea that this was going on.
How was your day at school?
It was good until I was dead named by a teacher
Again?
again for the 5th time.
So how'd you get through it?
I kind of just sat there and tried to distract myself from it because didn't want to think about it and start crying in the middle of class. If you use someone's dead name and use someone's improper pronouns, it brings up the past, and it's showing that you're very ignorant and not accepting of who they are. And it shows that you're kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, don't really care.
And like when people come to me and they talk to me about being transgender, a lot of times they ask like, how do I approach her? What do I say to her? Like, what do I call her? And I just said, call her Skylar, right?
Yeah, just say hi.
Yeah, but I'm glad that some people are comfortable enough to ask questions.
There's some people who won't even take their time to even ask.
No, they just
Treat you like an alien.
they'll be lucky to have you.
One of the fears is, she's not going to be accepted when she leaves her bubble here, because she has been so well treated here. And so when she moves on and mom and dad aren't around and we're not there to protect her, that's a fear.
I love having people behind me and supporting me. I actually feel for the people who don't have that support. I want them to have the same support as me, but I know not every parent is going to be like that. They're trying to get through their life at their authentic selves, but their parents are like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's all about respect.
I don't know that any parent knows for sure that it's right for their child. But what I know is if we don't help guide her through this journey and listen to her on this journey, we could lose her, and that's not an option.
I personally just want to make the world a better place. I just want to teach people that it's okay to be trans or gay or bi or non-binary, just anything that falls under the LGBTQI plus rainbow. And I also want people to know to not be afraid to be who they are, because if you live behind a mask all your life, are you really being yourself, or are you just covering up who you really are? I've never dreamed of being a girl as a child, but now that I am, it's the only thing I dream, is to have my life as my authentic self and just living as me every single day.